Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video. It's about 10 p.m. I'm settling down. It's been a big few weeks. Most certainly a big last week. It's Monday night. I was going to make this video last night, but it just didn't happen. But yesterday was a massive day. It was such a good day. My dad, myself, Miffy and the two kids went on a day trip to Magnetic Island. And we spent about 5 hours on the beach. In the water, playing, finding crabs, making sandcastles, fish and chips on the beach. It was an epic day. I'll remember it forever. And my kids will remember it forever. You know, to sit up there on the beach and see them just being kids being kids. I knew this is where I'm meant to be. And these are the moments that when I was in the depths, the deepest, darkest depths of alcohol addiction, I could never give up, and I never would give up. The light at the end of the tunnel may have dimmed at times, but it was always there. And I was never ever going to give up for moments like I had yesterday. It was amazing. Epic day. So, this week is my final week at work. I'll have the weekend off, and then as of next Monday, so as of this time next week, I will have finished my first day at my new job, and I'm really looking forward to it. My days working in offices could well be over. I absolutely despise my job. And it's not because of anyone I'm working with. It's just, it is what it is. I thought I could work in offices forever. I can't. I can't do it. But I stuck it out. And as of Friday this week, I will have completed 11 weeks. It brought some money in. It kept my life and my sobriety moving forward. And I am grateful to have had it. But it's time for a change. I knew that after I'd worked there for a month. And I would say today was probably one of the worst days I've had, for no real reason other than the environment. The office, 9 to 5, cubicle, spreadsheets, staring at a screen environment. I'm absolutely done with it. It is destroying me. It is making me depressed. And if I had to stay there any longer than I am, it wouldn't be good. It would not be good for anyone involved. So that's a positive, but I've got to get through another 4 days. It is what it is. There's another lady who's leaving on Friday as well, and they're going out for some drinks, and I've been invited, and I'm going to go. I won't drink, but I'm going to go, because I think even if I was never to see anyone in that office again in my life, I'd hate for the last time I see them to be in an environment that just makes me feel so shit. So I'm going to go along. I might leave at 6, like we're going to meet there at 4:30. I might leave at like 6:30, get a couple of lemon lime bitters, and say my goodbyes and wish them all luck, and that'll be it. That'll be it. So my dad is in town. It's been awesome. I've spent more time with him over the last week than I ever have before. And we've had our differences in the past, but the older I get, the more they are just not important anymore, and you just look past things, because it's the relationship and it's the time spent with the person that means the most. He's my dad. I've only got one. I'm so grateful to have him. And he's always supported me. He's always been in my corner. And he still is. And it means a hell of a lot to me. So it's been awesome. He's going to be here for at least another week. We're going to catch up with the girls tomorrow night. We're going to take them out for dinner. And obviously I've got my car now, so it just makes everything that much easier and more accessible. And I got the car on Wednesday. I've used it every single day. It's been well used, and it's going to continue to be well used. And it's nice. It's roomy. It's clean. It's everything I need. And I got it for $8,500. So I don't think I'll have any issues with it. Touch wood. It's got a full service history. That's one thing I needed to make sure of, and I think I got a good deal. And I got a solid car that's going to take me from A to B with my children in the back, and that's all I need. So, the last week has been full. A lot's been going on. My sleep has not been ideal. I got a tooth taken out, some of you may know, and it's still hurting. And the painkillers have been knocking me around a wee bit, to be honest. And I feel like I'm getting a little sick as well at the moment. So my training and my diet, I've been trying to keep on track as best as I can. It hasn't been perfect, but as of, now that we're 10 weeks clean and sober, we're additionally 10 weeks of dieting deep. So I'm in good shape. I'm not in fantastic shape. I will get in fantastic shape through another few weeks of dieting, and I'm ready for it. I've had I've had probably my first couple of actual cheat meals this last week, and I'm not mad about it. I was due it. It's shot my scale weight up slightly, but I'd be the first one to tell anyone who's trying to diet and lose body fat to stay away from the scales, or certainly don't weigh yourself every day, and I don't. But I've gone from 103 down to my lowest was 93. That was extremely depleted and extremely dehydrated. I'm probably sitting realistically at around about 95 kg. So overall, in 10 weeks, that's 8 kilograms of weight loss. And I would say at least 6 of fat loss. And so I'm proud of what we've done, but I'm not satisfied, so I'm going to continue. And this last week is let's finish off with this. I'm still sober. Was I tempted to drink this last week? I'd say the only time I was really tempted was when I first initially met up with my dad on Wednesday night. Or Tuesday night, sorry. No, Wednesday night. He got the bourbon out. He literally said as I walked in the door, have a bourbon and Coke. I had to sit down. I had to just sort of assess what that was going to mean for me. And I decided not to. So I would say for that first 5 minutes of me sitting down and having a chat, that was the most tempted I've been. And I've been in bars, I've been in restaurants, I've hotels. I've been all over the place this last week, and literally every single place you go, there is alcohol. I guess the only concern for me at the moment is, 10 weeks into this, I'm still working out who I am without alcohol. And I'm still getting to know that person. I'm still learning how to navigate certain situations, most certainly social situations, without alcohol. And there are times where I feel like my personality could, and my mood especially, could use a boost, certainly in social situations. And I don't have that. I'm having to rely on, what's inside. And that leaves me sometimes feeling like I don't bring a lot to the table, because I've had a low mood during a certain conversation. But I have to come to terms with that. I have to be honest with myself and think and realize that, overall I am quite a serious person. I don't necessarily crack jokes or laugh a lot. But I hope that in time that will come. But it hasn't really happened yet. Maybe I'm out of practice. Maybe that's just not me. But that would be the only concern. And I guess as far as temptation to drink, it's reasons like that sort of creep in at times. As far as weed's concerned, I'm not interested. As of today, that would make 81 days since my last smoke. Sleep is improving. Sleep is good. I enjoy sleep. I don't wake up 5, 6, 7 times a night anymore. Recently I've been waking up, I'd say twice a night. So that's really pleasing. Blood pressure's good. No headaches. Very little anxiety. But there is a little bit of depression creeping in. Just a little bit of just low mood overall. And that is the pink cloud of sobriety fading. That is what it is. I felt like it was fading in the early days, but I will say 10 weeks in, it is fading. I'm realizing that, and I'm realizing that all I'm left with now is myself and my own personality and my emotions and my way of navigating life and dealing with those emotions without alcohol or drugs. And so at times I do get down, I do get depressed, but after a decent night's sleep, I will say that everything is reset every single morning. And the mornings are the times that I really, really enjoy because I'm optimistic. And doesn't matter how I've felt the day before, waking up in the morning, sober, without a hangover, creates a real sense of optimism and positivity. And I just run with that for as long as it lasts. But, having to go into my current job, which I do feel like that's affecting me now. I could brush it off for as long as I could, but the job is affecting me now. And so, to think that I've only got 4 days left is a huge relief. So, that's where I'm at. I've tried to explain it as best I can, as I always do, but it is off the cuff. I've just laid it all out there for the world to see, the world to hear, the world to judge once again. But I know that for those of you who are still watching at this point, you are on my side. I've got a fantastic team of support and encouragement, and hopefully in return I can offer some entertainment, some I don't know, just some content for you to enjoy and to pass some time, most probably at work or driving, which is the way that I like to consume my long form, certainly sobriety-based content. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, thank you for the support once again, and good night. I'm going to have a shower. It's just gone 10 p.m. Put a podcast on. Lay my head on the pillow, sober once again. One day at a time.